Royal Caribbean makes another big mistake, and the president of Atlantis in Nassau, yeah, they're not happy about Royal's Paradise Island that's coming. Let's get into this. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Adventures Calling Us. And before we jump into our stories of the day, I want to go ahead and invite you to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we post new videos. We got some cool trips coming up, and we want you to be a part of this adventure family as we get started and we're starting to grow this channel. We would really appreciate your support, and so, yeah, I hope you go ahead and subscribe. So, it looks like Royal Caribbean is at it again, right? It's always something, it seems like, lately, and I'm kind of hoping Royal kind of gets their act together because we've got quite a few cruises coming up, and I don't want any issues. You might recall earlier this week that Royal Caribbean had some issues with the wrongly published premium package. So Royal Caribbean did it again. They had another glitch, and apparently this glitch had to do with Atlantis. So if you've never been on a cruise before, or you've never been on a Royal cruise, the way it works on Royal, and like most ships for the most part, is if you're going on a cruise, you can go onto your cruise itinerary either before you leave. Typically before you leave, you can go online, you can search for your cruise, and you can actually look at the places that you're going, and you can book shore excursions based upon those locations. It kind of works that way with other cruise lines as well. You can also wait to book, you know, when you're on the ship and things of that nature, but if you want to be guaranteed your spot, you want to try to do that before you go, so that if there's something you really want to do, right, you're able to book it. So what exactly happened here? On March 1st, they released some shore excursions, one of those being for Atlantis Paradise Island in Nassau, Bahamas. And typically what it is, it's an all-day water park pass to their water park there at the resort. Now this water park pass normally goes for $249. If you ask me, that's a steep price for a water park. However, you might imagine, right, if you're logging into your account and you're going on there and you're saying, hey, let me see what there is to do in Atlantis, and you know that that is normally $249, maybe because you've seen it before on a previous cruise, so you didn't do it because it was too expensive. So you might imagine when you see the number drop to $64.99 for that same excursion, you're thinking, this is a sweet deal. Royal's really got something cooking here. I'm going to book that. And that's exactly what happened. If you've never been to Atlantis, it's this nice resort in Nassau. They got restaurants, they got beaches, they got the water park, they got, you know, it's just a great place to stay for the day. So to be able to spend $64.99, and that's a pretty, you know, low price for really any excursion. And so to see that and be able to experience the resort, a lot of people jumped on board when they saw that price point. To anybody that booked the excursion, they did send out a explanation saying, hey, there was a glitch in our computer system. It looks like they uploaded the wrong information, and so here's the deal. Now Royal didn't just give them their money back and cancel their excursion. They also offered each one of them a $50 onboard credit to use either for the excursion or for drinks or whatever on board. And what really gets people's blood boiling now is Royal took the price from $249 to $309. They raised the price. So it was $249. The glitch came, made it $64.99, said, oh, sorry, we made the mistake, gave everybody's money back, and oh, by the way, it's no longer $249, even if you want to go, it's $309. What in the world is Royal thinking when it comes to this? It's unbelievable. Look, I admit, make the mistake. You know, should people get it for the $64.99? I can argue both sides of that. But then to increase the price again, to make it more than what they originally should have been, it's unbelievable. And of course, again, this comes on the heels of Royal making another publishing mistake last week where they said, hey, the VIP Premier Package, hey, for two people, $88.99. So people were like, oh, heck yeah. And that came with a load of perks, and then Royal's like, forget about that. We made a mistake there too. That's actually only being offered on our sister cruise, Celebrity Cruises. So I'm not exactly sure what the junk is going on with Royal right now, but they need to get their act together, because Royal, I got a few cruises coming up, and I definitely don't want to have any mistakes. Okay, no mistakes. We got Mariner coming up. We got November, we got the Wonder of the Seas. January is the Icon. I don't expect everything to be perfect on the Icon because it's inaugural, but at the same time, come on Royal, we got to do better. Royal up, they say, right? Royal up. All right, so now moving on to another story that really has Royal Caribbean involved again. So you might recall that I brought you a video about a week ago that said, hey, Royal's opening a brand new island resort in Nassau. It's going to be on a different part of the island. It's going to be great. It looks fantastic. It looks like a great destination, right? Well, now the president of Atlantis, which is also located in Nassau, is none too happy. And yeah, they're not happy with Royal Caribbean. They're not happy with the government, the Bahamian government. They feel like this is very premature. They feel like that there's more research that needs to be done, and they feel like, you know, what are we doing breaking ground? We haven't done any kind of sustainability, you know, ecological studies, things like that. What's the impact to the land, to the oceans, to the beaches, right? And so the Atlantis president is really upset with this new announcement. Now, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, who is in charge of this Royal Caribbean Beach Club, he's pushing back saying, look, this is great for the economy. This is great for the Bahamas. We're going to be creating hundreds of jobs, not only during the construction phase, but after the construction is done, and the amount of workers that we're going to need and we're going to hire for this beach club. And that's not all. He's also saying that, look, there's an environmental study that's going on with this, an environmental impact study that's going to be accompanying this, and they can't move forward without that final stamp of approval based upon these studies. And so Chester Cooper doesn't seem to think that this is premature. Seems to think, hey, look, we got processes in place and we're going to follow those processes, and we won't be moving forward until we get our stamps of approval. Now the president of Atlantis, they're coming back and saying, hey, look, we're also worried about things like the harbor, Nassau's harbor, and the boat traffic. We're worried about water. Based upon where the wastewater treatment plants are and things of that nature. We're worried about, is there going to be enough water that's going to be able to go around? And so it looks like there's a butting of heads here, and I think they'll ultimately work it all out. The Deputy Prime Minister Cooper is saying that, hey, look, we're going to go through all the channels necessary to get all the approvals. We're going to vet all of these concerns, and they're saying, we hear your concerns, Atlantis. We hear your concerns, President of Atlantis, but we're going to go ahead and vet all of these concerns before we move forward, and we'll make sure, right, that before we move forward with these projects, that we're going to meet all the requirements necessary. So I'm not sure kind of what's really going to happen in the end here, but I do think Royal is probably going to get the final stamp of approval at some point. They'll get to build their beach club, and I think more so, you know, look, it's competition, right, for Atlantis, and I'm sure that's kind of stemming from part of this. Is I'm sure the president of Atlantis is probably worried about the competition from this other beach club, right? Because for so long, right, Atlantis is the mecca of going to Nassau, right? That everybody knows Atlantis and then the Bahamas, right, for their resorts and their water park and all that stuff. And you know, I'm sure part of this is they don't want Royal Caribbean coming in and, you know, taking up maybe some of their space that maybe, you know, they would get from other guests or passengers or whatever. And so I'm sure there's a little competition going on there. But nonetheless, look, I think there's, as somebody who loves to travel, and we love to travel, look, I think there's plenty of travel space and resort space and all of that for everybody. There's so many different things to experience and so many different levels that, look, I think it's a good thing. So I think ultimately Royal will get the stamp of approval. I think they'll get their resorts, and I think ultimately they'll work themselves out and just become competitors. Look, it's Wednesday, and I'm pooped already. I'm already pooped. And this week's felt like it's been 3 weeks already. So can't wait to get to the weekend. We might be heading out to California this weekend. Not exactly sure. But yeah, so that might be coming up for you guys as well. So stay tuned. And look, we're in a couple weeks, we're going to start giving away some cash, some money, some prizes, things like that. So you're definitely going to want to subscribe. And go follow us on Instagram, Adventures Calling Us. We're going to link it in the description below as well for our Instagram. Go and follow us. For those of you that are following us, we definitely appreciate your support. We cannot thank you enough. We love you guys, and we hope you're, you know, we hope you're having a great day. And all right, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you gained some knowledge today. It's Wednesday. It's felt like it's been 3 weeks long, and it's only halfway through the week. Looks like there's some solace at the end of this, though. We might be going away for the weekend, so hopefully, and if so, you guys will definitely be coming along on that adventure. But if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We really want to share our journey with you and share our adventures with you. And if you are subscribed already, we certainly appreciate it. Go follow us on Instagram as well, Adventures Calling Us. We're going to be giving away some prizes, and we definitely want you to be a part of that giveaway, and we want you to be a part of our adventure family. So if you love to travel, you have to subscribe. I'm sorry. That's just a rule here. If you're watching this video and you love to travel, you have to subscribe. And no questions asked. And we love you, and we hope you have a great rest of your day, and we hope you have a great tomorrow. And we will see you tomorrow for the next one. Peace.